Apple just recycles designs. They don't innovate anymore. You see with the iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 15, they don't make any new changes to the phone externally. Or so people think. I want to show you two phones that look identical from Apple. 3 years apart from each other they were launched. But I think it'll show you what I want the message to convey. Alright, here we have the phones. This is really special because they're not sealed, obviously. However, we have both phones in their boxes that they originally came with for this video. You can see. Okay, so let's unbox. Take off the lids. You can see both phones here. And apart from the obvious colour difference, which is very noticeable, SE in space grey and 5S in silver. The design is very much identical. These things were designed so that you could look at these things and they'd be near identical. You'd have to be very well versed to know the difference between these. However, there were differences. There was the chamfered edges on the 5S and there wasn't on the SE. The packaging, like I said, was identical in both. So we have our headphones, our lightning cable, and 5-watt brick. Funny enough, both these phones came in 16 gigs. That storage configuration stayed around way too long. The phones were the same size. Buttons were the same. The exact same dimensions. If you had a 5S case or 5 case, it fit. Let's turn these on. I've set them up. These were not on the original version of iOS that they shipped with, unfortunately. But you can only be so lucky, and we already got a great deal on these things. And it really makes you wonder, you know, do people really care about the design if they're the same? Now, you can see the difference between them internally is obvious, because that is a play-by-play startup test, and the SE1, no question. And the battery spare on this. This was charged full yesterday, still has half battery. And this one, well, this is dead as dead could be. So that's the unboxing. Obviously, it's very obvious which one people would rather. And there's little subtle changes on this thing. SD badge, no badge. In some markets there was a S badge on this phone. So that was the iPhone SE and the iPhone 5S. One of which was launched in 2013 and one of which was launched in 2016. One of the guts of the iPhone 5 just updated with a new biometric, and the other one had all the great features of the iPhone 6S, which was an upgrade from the iPhone 6, but packed into the body of an older design that they could recycle. Keyword, recycle. Apple recycles old designs. They make you feel like it's an older phone, but when you start using the phone, it is significantly better than what you might have thought. The phone itself is arguably an older looking model. You can see this even carried through to today with the iPhone SE 2 and 3. Potentially the iPhone SE 4, they're going to change up their whole model of it. But with the iPhone SE, it's a prime example of how Apple recycles designs to give you a better phone in a lot of ways, spec-wise. But they don't want you to sacrifice anything in the line of functionality.
At the time, people criticised it. But a lot of people liked that smaller form factor. And a lot of people like the iPhone 12 mini. So would we see the same backlash if Apple did bring back the iPhone 12 and 13 mini form factor as an SE to potentially get rid of old stock? Possibly. People like the design, so why wouldn't they keep using it? iPhones have never, and smartphones in general, have never really been innovative with their design since 2017. Yeah, there's been here and there big jumps, but for the most part, smartphones have been stagnant for a long time now. Take this for example, it's an iPhone 14 Pro. It looks identical from the back and sides as the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 13 Pro, and arguably the iPhone 11 Pro in some ways. But it does have significant improvements internally, and that's where Apple excels. They excel in internal improvements, camera performances, processor bumps. That's where they're excelling. No, it is not the best by any means. No one is claiming smartphones have an innovative design nowadays. They don't. But it's all about internals nowadays. All smartphones are merging together into one design-wise. There's only so many ways you can stack a camera module, and we're going back to the iPhone 12 and 11 series camera module now because of spatial video. But that's where the market is going. And because all phones look the same, but they have better internals, that is a win for you as a consumer because they're spending less money on design. They can put more money on the internals, which is good. And that's why Apple phones all look the same, and arguably Samsung phones since the S21. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, share it down below with your family and friends, and let me know if you have one of these same looking phones. And I'll catch you next time.